Here we go, girls. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your pepper. Wake me up before you go. Hot, 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 hot. Woo, mix it all up, cook it all down. Flavor bomb, come together right now. Chicken and white sauce. Hola familia, Busy Mami here, and today we're making dinner. I don't know why I sang that, but you know what, I did, and so we're past it now. We are going to make a prosciutto white sauce chicken with portobello mushrooms. Doesn't that sound amazing? Like prosciutto, portobello mushrooms. We might add some kale because I have some, and why not? I honestly love this dish. It tastes amazing, super delicious. Goes great with cauliflower mash or just cauliflower rice, honestly. Or eat it by itself. So good. Here is dinner for tonight. This is one of those things where you likely have the ingredients in your house and you just want to put stuff in it. It doesn't have to be prosciutto, it can be bacon. But anyway, before we get into the recipe, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, hit the notification button, write a comment, say hello. I love all of you and I love talking to you and I'm so thankful for all of you. So, that being said, let's go. Here's what you need. You need a pan, step one. You got it? All right. Step two, olive oil in the pan. Now, you can choose different types of chicken. I like to buy just like the tenderloins from the grocery store that are already kind of sliced small. And I throw them into the pan, and then I'm gonna salt and pepper them in the pan. Then I'm gonna toss this, wash my hands while they start to cook. All right, let's salt and pepper these babies. We're gonna do a little Himalayan salt on these chicken. I don't put a lot because I am gonna, have like chicken stock in here and other things that are gonna season it. But I love me some fresh cracked black pepper. So of course we're gonna add a ton of that. And we're gonna let them get brown on one side. Yes. So while we wait for that, how are you? How has your day been? Let me know below. How do you feel? How are things going? I'm here for you, boo. All right, we're starting to get a little color on the back. We're gonna let those sit. While we do that, we're gonna prep our veggies, okay? So for me, I'm gonna do prosciutto. You can do bacon. You can omit the prosciutto altogether or the meat. I think that the bacon adds a little bit. You can also do pancetta. So pancetta, you can do bacon or you can do prosciutto. I'm gonna prep this, cut up my prosciutto into, you can do strips or you can do little cubes. I'm gonna do little cubes. The nice thing about this one is you can really add any veggies that you want to this. I've added peas before, I've added spinach, mushrooms obviously like we're gonna add today. You can add as many vegetables as you want to this because honestly it adds another level of flavor and I think it's really good. So now we're gonna do some green onion. So you can do regular onion if you want. I like the mildness of the green onion. So we're just gonna make them into little rounds, nothing crazy. All right, we got our 2 stalks of green onion. So here we go, let's flip these. They're starting to get a little color. It already smells so good. We're gonna flip, 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 flip. To this, I'm gonna add some more pepper. I'm not gonna add salt this time because salt's already on the other side. And like I said, the sauce, we're gonna add Parmesan cheese and other things. I definitely don't want this to be salty. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your pepper. Yeah, I do that sometimes. But if you've been watching me for the past 2 years, you know that I do that. All right. So we got our veggies all chopped up and ready to go. I would add jalapenos to this. I would add peas. Any of that is going to be really good. So you're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. All right, so while you're waiting for that chicken to finish, you're gonna get your herbs ready. I'm using rosemary for this. This is actually rosemary from my garden that we brought inside, and it is now kind of dried. Kind of wish it was fresh. We must not have been watering it as much. I blame my children and my husband because they're in charge of the plants. I just cook the plants. You can definitely use as much rosemary as you want. I'm gonna use this whole sprig. I love rosemary in food and fried rosemary when making steak. All right, so we got the rosemary off the sprig. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a rough chop just so that it's not giant pieces. And then put this in my little trash container. Let's chop, chop, chop. All right, flipping this chicken one more time. It's very tiny, so it doesn't take very long for it to cook all the way through. So I just wanna make sure everything is good. All right, let me just take this all out. Put it on a plate like I said I would. Wake me up before you go. Let me feel the... I don't know why that song is stuck in my head. You know what song is kind of stuck in my head? This is the Bangles. You guys remember the Bangles? Any 80s babies like me? And you can be like, walk like an Egyptian. That's actually why I do a series called Manic Mondays on my TikTok, where I just find whatever I have in my pantry and try to make a recipe. I do want to do that for y'all too, because just another Manic Monday. But technically today is Sunday. But you'll see this video later. Not quite sure when. All right, so we're gonna do, it's like 1.5 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna let it melt a little bit. I'm gonna add the garlic. You can put as much or as little garlic as you want. I probably do about 1.5 tablespoons because I love garlic. It is very good, tasty, and yummy. Now, because this is gonna brown really quickly and I definitely don't wanna burn the garlic, I'm gonna throw in the mushrooms now and start getting them cooked up. Oh my gosh, if you could smell that, it smells so good. All right, I'm gonna throw in the onions now as well. Start getting those some caramelization. Get them all nice and mixed up. You see that? Oh, so good. Now to this, I'm gonna add a little poultry seasoning. You don't have to add this. I love it because it's like sage, onion, white pepper, parsley, ginger, and cumin. And it smells so good. But whenever I make chicken in a white sauce, so anything with a white sauce, like an Alfredo or anything like that, I always add like a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And it tastes so good. Whenever I make like chicken pot pie too, so like a white cream sauce basically. I'm gonna add a dash of salt, but not much because again, Parmesan and everything else. You can always add more salt. Very difficult to take it away. I have come to know and learn the hard way. And then I'm gonna add the rosemary to this. Now one thing that you could do here, if you wanted to thicken this up a little bit more, you could add flour and make like a little bit of a roux with the butter. I'm not gonna do that obviously because I'm trying to stay low carb, but honestly it's not very much flour that you would add. You can add like maybe 2 tablespoons of flour and you'll be able to get more of a like roux, thicker sauce. I'm totally okay with sauce the way I have it. But now I'm gonna add the prosciutto and have it cook down a little bit. Might not need all of that, so I'm just gonna let this cook in there. Oh, it smells so good. Woo, mix it all up, cook it all down. Now while that's happening, I'm gonna put the chicken over here and I'm gonna cut it up to get it a little bit smaller. Now I obviously would not put this chicken on my beautiful new cutting board if it wasn't for the fact that it was already cooked. I don't wanna put raw chicken on my wood cutting board. Maybe you can, I don't know, but I just wouldn't. Obviously we're just doing a very rough chop. I'm not too worried about presentation. Some of it will be broken up, some of it won't be because 1, it's for my family, and 2, like, you're gonna eat it anyway. All right, chicken is ready. I'm gonna go wash my hands because as I've told you many times, I don't like them being dirty. I will be back. So now we're going to add the heavy cream. Again, like I said, it's like stuff that you likely have in your pantry. We're gonna do 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And 1/2 cup of chicken stock or chicken broth, whatever you have. And if you pour it this way, it doesn't splash as much. Is that not weird? It's so crazy. And now I'm gonna let this come to a little bit of a simmer. This thing comes together pretty quick. I am gonna let this simmer for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna grab kale because I think we need a little more green in here, and why not? Now, if you've watched my video with Nicole, where I make kale chips, like literally the best kale side you'll ever eat is this kale that I make all the time. It's so good. I buy the kale that's already shredded. And so I like it because I can just throw it into stuff. It's ready to go. It's good for smoothies and such, but because I'm not putting flour in this, I want something to absorb some of that liquid and to make it a little thicker, and the kale is gonna be great for that, and it's gonna add more greens, you know? I'm gonna let this all get in there, get some incorporation of the flavor bomb. All right, we're gonna throw some Parmesan cheese to make this a little thicker. Probably gonna use about half a cup, but you can do as much or as little as you want. You can add any type of like cheese. You can do Asiago, you can do Parmesan, you can do like a harder cheese. Those are gonna be good. And now that we're incorporated like this, I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken back. So I'm going to lift my beautiful cutting board that I got for Christmas and throw the chicken, not the prosciutto, just the chicken. What if that big giant chunk of prosciutto or Parmesan falls in? That would be so sad. I mean, it wouldn't be sad, it'd be delicious, but it'd also be like, that's a lot of cheese. All right, chicken back in. And now we're just gonna let it mix up and grab onto that flavor. And we're gonna taste for seasoning in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna let it just mix together. So I'm gonna lower the temperature here and let it simmer. I'm gonna pick everything up. Once I do, I'll taste for seasoning and see what else we need to add. All right, I'm gonna go get a spoon. I'm gonna taste it and see how it is. Try to get a little bit of everything so you can taste everything. On a bed of cauliflower mash. What was that? That was like a southern accent. On a bed of cauliflower mash. This kind of tastes like sopa toscana, but like in a chicken with a sauce. Oh, yes. I'm gonna add a little more pepper to it. You can add some crushed red pepper, which I will do, to my individual plate, just because I know my daughters won't eat that. Only my husband and I would eat the spicy, so just because I want to make sure they're good with it. They're gonna eat the chicken. We'll eat a little bit of crushed red pepper on top. Throw some more Parmesan cheese. And I would let this simmer maybe another 5 minutes and you're good to go. That's it. It's ready. So now all you have to do, top it with a little bit more Parmesan cheese, and what I would typically do is just put this straight on the table. Obviously on something to make sure that you don't burn your table, but put your pan right on there and you're good to go. That's it. I hope you enjoy. Obviously, we're gonna have to try real quick. Gundam style? Is that Gundam style? Okay. So, it is that good, it makes you want to dance. It's amazing, it's quick, took maybe 20 minutes altogether. It got a lot quieter because I turned off the induction. So now I'm screaming at you. I'm just kidding, I'm not screaming. But it is so good, one pot meal. Add it on rice, on pasta, on mashed potatoes, on cauliflower potatoes, on cauliflower rice. It is delicious. Very similar to like a sopa toscana with when I added the kale in here, but a healthier version, a lighter version, and a much more flavorful version. So I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to seeing y'all next time, and See you later. Adios. I'm ready to eat. Is that a song? Okay, we're done. Finito.